No work or love will flourish out of guilt, fear, or hollowness of heart, just as no valid plans for the future can be made by those who have no capacity for living now. Unless one is able to live fully in the present, the future is a hoax. No valid plans for the future can be made by those who have no capacity for living now. We identify in our experience a differentiation between what we do and what happens to us. If you study the writings of the mystics, you will always find things in them that appear to be paradoxes, as in Zen particularly. Buddhism has in it no idea of there being a moral law laid down by some kind of cosmic lawgiver. I have realized that the past and future are real illusions, that they exist in the present, which is what there is and all there is. We cannot be more sensitive to pleasure without being more sensitive to pain. But the attitude of faith is to let go and become open to truth, whatever it might turn out to be. Never pretend to a love which you do not actually feel, for love is not ours to command. I owe my solitude to other people. Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. Faith is a state of openness or trust. You are that vast thing that you see far, far off with great telescopes. A myth is an image in terms of which we try to make sense of the world. Life is not a problem to be solved, but an experience to be had. By replacing fear of the unknown with curiosity, we open ourselves up to an infinite stream of possibility. We can let fear rule our lives, or we can become childlike with curiosity, pushing our boundaries, leaping out of our comfort zones, and accepting what life puts before us. This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now, and instead of calling it work, realize it is play. Waking up to who you are requires letting go of who you imagine yourself to be. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple, and yet everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. No amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that is going to happen. Stop measuring days by degree of productivity and start experiencing them by degree of presence. You are the universe experiencing itself. People sometimes fail to live because they are always preparing to live. All that you see out in front of you is how you feel inside your head. By going out of your mind, you come to your senses. We see what we believe rather than what we see. Through our eyes, the universe is perceiving itself. Through our ears, the universe is listening to its harmonies. We are the witnesses through which the universe becomes conscious of its glory, of its magnificence. A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion. Insecurity is the result of trying to be secure. Problems that remain persistently insoluble should always be suspected as questions asked in the wrong way. Of course, you can't force your mind to be silent. That would be like trying to smooth ripples in water with a flat iron. Water becomes clear and calm only when left alone. Take a deep breath and tell us your deepest, darkest secret so we can wipe our brow and know that we're not alone. What keeps us from happiness is our inability to fully inhabit the present. To go out of your mind at least once a day is tremendously important. By going out of your mind, you come to your senses. We seldom realize, for example, that our most private thoughts and emotions are not actually our own, for we think in terms of languages and images which we did not invent, but which were given to us by our society. For there is never anything but the present, and if one cannot live there, one cannot live anywhere. The you who you think you are does not exist. There is a deep, peaceful calm in the dawning of a new day. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. Your soul isn't in your body is in your soul. The difference between a baby and adult is that a baby believes in everything, while the adult doubts everything. Babies also only tell the truth until they learn what a lie is. The truth is revealed by removing things that stand in its light, an art not unlike sculpture, in which the artist creates not by building, but by hacking away. We cannot be more sensitive to pleasure without being more sensitive to pain. Meditation is the way in which we come to feel our basic inseparability from the whole universe, and what that requires is that we shut up. I owe my solitude to other people. Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. When you get free from certain fixed concepts of the way the world is, you find it is far more subtle and far more miraculous than you thought it was. If you are ready to wake up, you are going to wake up. If you're not, you are going to stay pretending that you are just a poor little me. A person who thinks too much only ever thinks about his thoughts. To be free from convention is not to spurn it, but not to be deceived by it. It's so important to consider this question: what do I desire? I too realize that the less I preach, the more likely I am to be heard. Normally, we do not so much look at things as overlook them. To be silent is not to lose your tongue. On the contrary, it is only through silence that one can discover something new to talk about. One who talked incessantly, without stopping to look and listen, would repeat himself ad nauseam. You can't have something without nothing. The best way to convince someone is by making him realize that what you speak came from his own mind. Hospitals should be arranged in such a way as to make being sick an interesting experience. One learns a great deal sometimes from being sick. It is obvious that the only interesting people are interested people, and to be completely interested is to have forgotten about I. Altuf, we all realize that monotony is boring. Almost every form of industrial work, banking, accounting, mass producing, service is monotonous. And most people are paid for simply putting up with monotony. To resist change, to try to cling to life, is therefore like holding your breath. If you persist, you kill yourself. The role of the guru is to show the person that he already has what he is looking for. Philosophy is man's expression of curiosity about everything and his attempt to make sense of the world, primarily through his intellect. Do not let the rapidity with which these thoughts can change deceive you into feeling that you think them all at once.